Welcome to Monday and No BS Job Search Advice Radio. I'm your host, Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, the head coach for JobSearchCoachingHQ.com. This is episode 814, and it's designed to give you an answer to one of those tough interview questions, but one that's asked on second interviews or third interviews, later on in the process, generally not in a first interview. I hope you find that my answer helpful and give the show itself 5 stars in iTunes or Stitcher. It helps other people find the show. And by the way, if we're not connected on LinkedIn, send a connection request to me at linkedin.com/IN/the Big Game Hunter. And now, let's get going. And the question is, how do you think someone in this position can make a real difference? Ooh, drama. Now, the answer to this question is really in the first interview, where they laid out the role and responsibilities you'd have and what their expectations of you are. So you have to do a quick mental scan that hopefully you did before you walked in the door, where you thought about, okay, what's the position all about? How does my background really fit in? What can I accomplish here in this job? Because they've told you about what they're looking for in the first job, either through the questions that they've asked you or outright by talking with you about what their expectations are. So you can parrot it back to them. So, for example, you are looking at an administrative assistant job, and your future boss has talked to you about, well, let's say they spoke about you keep my calendar, you keep me up to date on events in the office, you buffer me from things I don't want to contend with and I'll let you know about. So, just using those 3 examples, you might answer a question like that, like this one, by saying, the big thing is giving you access to your time, because obviously you're being assaulted by any number of people who are trying to get access to you, to your calendar, that really you don't need to see. So I'll save you a lot of time by learning who you want to talk to and when, what your preferences are. You get the idea. If you're in IT and they've discussed a role where you're responsible for a particular type of system, you could, developing a particular type of application, you could talk in terms of, efficiently and effectively developing the code needed in order to do your part of the system, working closely with users to keep them up to speed, and understanding their needs, wants, and desires, doing it in an efficient way, all within time, all within budget, all with minimal intervention from you as my manager, because I know you have other priorities. I can keep you up to date on what's going on, make sure that you know if I have problems that need help, particularly if I can't resolve them myself. I don't want to have you be surprised. You get where I'm coming from. So the answer to what they're looking for as an answer for this job, for this question, is in the first interview. So you need to spend a little time before just thinking about the job, thinking about what their expectations are, so that this way you're not blindsided by the question. So that's today's show. I hope you found it helpful. And if you did, here are a few ways to connect with me. First of all, if you're interested in one-to-one coaching from me, email me at jeffaltman@thebiggamehunter.us. In the subject line, put the word coaching. This way I know what it's about. I can get back in touch with you. We'll figure out a time to speak for an introductory conversation so that I learn what your needs are and you can figure out if I'm the right person to help you. Generally, I work with people at a manager level and above, but I do make exceptions from time to time. If you're not at that level and want advice from me, the best way is through JobSearchCoachingHQ.com. There I have curated information that I've developed and others have as well that you can watch, listen to, or read that's going to help you find work more quickly. Again, you can ask me questions through the site. I'd be very happy to answer your questions. I look forward to helping you in either of those 2 ways. And if we're not connected on LinkedIn, send a connection request to me at linkedin.com/IN/the big game hunter. Mention that you listen to the show because I love hearing from fans, from listeners who have been helped by the show. And like me on Facebook. The page is facebook.com/nobscoachingadvice.com, or look for Jeff Altman, the big game hunter there. Give me 5 stars, a great review. It helps other people discover the show. And I'll be back tomorrow with more. In the meantime, have a great day. Take care. Welcome to Monday and No BS Job Search Advice Radio. I'm your host, Jeff Altman, the big game hunter, the head coach for JobSearchCoachingHQ.com. This is episode 814, and it's designed to give you an answer to one of those tough interview questions